Hey guys, welcome back. It's Krystal. So today I have a review and swatches for you guys on these new Flower Beauty eyeshadow palettes. I picked mine up at Walmart in store. These were part of the permanent display. They have a total of 4 of these. I only found 3. The 4th one was just out of stock or missing, or they hadn't put it out yet, or it was just picked over. I'm not really sure. But they do have a total of 4. I would have picked up all 4 for you guys, but when I went back to a couple other Walmarts, I just couldn't find the 4th one. Recently watched a video from Tara Babies. I will link her video down below. She did a haul video and she showed all 4. So if you're curious about the 4th one, then you can go check out her video. I will try to link it below. If I forget, just remind me. So you get a total of 10 eyeshadows in each palette. The packaging is really pretty. I like that it's white and has the transparent cover in the front, and it also comes with the brush. It says a $6 bonus brush, and the brush is actually very usable. I have used it for an entire eye look and I think it's really nice. Sorry if I keep sniffling. I have allergies and I can't help it. I'm sorry. These are made in Canada. They're not tested on animals. You get 0.30 ounces or 8.5 grams of product. They each have a little diagram in the back that can show you 3 different eye looks that you can achieve using the different shades in the palette. So if you're a beginner, you know, that's always very helpful. So these retail for $14.98, $15 for a palette for 10 shadows. A little bit pricey for the drugstore, but overall I'm really liking these. I do actually really like them. I think they're pretty nice. They have a nice silky texture to them. You do get some mattes and shimmers. The majority of the palettes only have like 1 to 2 mattes. The rest of them either have a sheen or are shimmery. And I've been using these for like about 2 weeks now, and just to really try to use each color in each palette. I am wearing one on my eyes today, so let's just go ahead and start with that one, because this one I think is my favorite of the 3 that I have. So this one is Golden Natural. Really pretty colors for everyday wear. This is more of a warm toned bronzy gold palette, and let me just show you the brush that it comes with. So they all come with the same brush. So it's white and it has like the rose gold ferrule, and it's a small little brush. Used it to do an entire eye look from start to finish, and it works really well. So I was happy that there's actually like a decent brush in here, because a lot of times you get like those little spongy applicators that nobody wants to use, or you get a really crappy brush, but this one's actually really nice and really usable. So I've used it to do color in the crease, the lid, the outer corner, brow bone. Works for all of that. It's like not too small, not too big. Okay. So I have this color in my crease today. I have this bronzy shade all over my lid, and then I put this one in the center of my lid, and that's the entire look today that I have on. So I just really like all the shades, how they perform in this palette. It's really pretty. It has lots of shimmers, and I think the shimmers are nice in this particular palette. They go on pretty intense, and if you use them wet, which I have, they go on even more intense. So I just think the color payoff and the blendability is really nice on this palette. So this one is my favorite of the 3. So this next palette is called Warm Natural. To me, it has like lots of mauves and purples. Now I feel like these 2 first shades here are warm, but the rest of them are kind of mauvey purple. So, but I really like this palette. You probably would have thought this would have been my favorite, just because I love purples and mauves. Those are my favorite types of colors. But I guess for me, some of the shimmers just didn't do it for me. Like, they're not ugly or anything like that, and they do have good color payoff, but I feel like some of them weren't shimmery enough, and I personally love a very shimmery shadow. So I feel like some of these went on a little bit more satin-like, and I did achieve very pretty looks out of it, and I do like the shades in here and the colors. I just wish some of the shimmers were a little bit more intense for me. But in this palette, you do get, you know, I said some of them were matte, but honestly, I feel like they're almost like a matte to satin, where they have like the slightest sheen to them, but when you put them on the eyes, they look matte. So that's why I call them mattes. So like for instance, these 3 right here, these 3, these ones I would call like a matte to satin finish, and these are all really nice for the crease. I really love all those tones. They're beautiful. So overall, I do really like this palette. I think it's nice and I think it's pretty. So I feel like the shimmers are just not as intense as I would like. So overall though, I think it's a beautiful palette, and I wore it several times and I do like it. I have achieved really pretty looks out of it. And then the last palette that I picked up is Intense Natural. So in this one, you could have like a very wearable look, but you can also make it very smoky because it does have some darker, deeper shades. You do get some like grays, blues, blacks, very taupey shades in here, and also a few bronzy shades that I feel like these two bronzy ones are similar to the ones in the first palette that had more golds and bronze colors. So this one I was actually impressed with. I didn't know that I would like it because I do like cool tone shades. I actually prefer sometimes cool tones over warm tones, but these are pretty dark and smoky looking, so I don't always go for a smoky eye. But I did like this, and I like the looks that it came out of it. I actually wore this palette in my last video. It was the Flower Beauty Lift and Sculpt Contouring Palettes video. I will link those videos down below. I also reviewed the highlighting palette, which I will link below, but I did wear this in that last video, and I really like the way the eye look turned out. So I think I wore this like bluish gray color here, and I just did kind of a smoky eye, and I put this like shimmery one over here in the center of the lid. It was really pretty. I really like the looks that I achieved with this palette as well. So the ones in here that I would say have like a satin to matte finish are this first shade, which is good for the crease, and then the black. The rest of them have a more shimmery finish. So my overall thoughts on these palettes is I do really like them. I think they're really nice in quality. They're very soft and silky to the touch, but they also blend really nicely. And I think some of the shimmers do pack a punch. Like for instance, the bronze one that I wore on my lid today, I just applied it with a similar brush to this one. I actually didn't use this one today, but I have used this for previous looks. And something that's a little fluffy like this, I actually feel like it packs on shimmery colors a little bit better than a flat paddle type brush. I've been experimenting with that lately, and I just feel like when they're a little bit more fluffy, I think it picks up more product and it just lays the color on the lid more intensely. So that's what I've been doing. And the one that I wore on my eyes today, all the shades that I wore on my eyes today are really beautiful, and they blended nicely, and they just had nice color payoff. So I overall really like these. I think they're really, really nice. They are a little bit pricey, but you do get 10 shadows, and it probably will take you a while to get through these. And I just like the color selection. So I feel like you can achieve some very wearable looks with all of these palettes, but you can also do a little bit more smoky, which I have done a few times with especially these two palettes, the Intense Natural and the Warm Natural. So overall, I like these. I think they're nice. The brush is nice, the packaging's nice, the quality of the eyeshadows is nice, and the color selection is really nice. So I personally really like these. I think they're just really nice quality eyeshadows from the drugstore, because I feel like the drugstore really lacks in quality, especially when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. Like Maybelline, Revlon, I just feel like the quality of those palettes are just not good. They're just always very like hard and chalky and powdery and don't always have a lot of color payoff. These particular ones do. So out of all the drugstore palettes, like out of all the eyeshadow palettes in the drugstore, I would say these are some of the better ones. So So those are my thoughts on these palettes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have tried these palettes, let us know your thoughts down below. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.